Hi, I'm Faryn Clark, and for those that don't already know me, I'm also the founder of Eclectic. Our mission is to give opportunities to artisans all across Mexico and even other places in the world. One of my favorite things that I love doing is being able to work alongside the artisans and creating products that I know will change their life. By doing that, I'm able to travel all across Mexico, and so many people ask me what my trips are like. So I'm gonna give you an inside view of what one of my trips was like just recently when I went to Mexico City, Tulum, Campeche, Mérida, and a few stops in between. On our first day, we did a quick run through Caravana in Mexico City. Caravana is a fair that happens 2 times a year, and they bring together designers from across Mexico as well as other Latin American countries. It's such a great way to be able to get a quick view of trends and inspiration in the industry. One of my favorites from the show were bags that were handmade from Ecuador. They were amazing, and hearing the stories about how the bags are made and how difficult it is to get to the remote villages where they're made was truly inspiring. I can't wait to have these bags in the store in the fall. Another one of my favorites was the Guatemalan company Nomad Tribe that used artisan handmade products that were used from repurposed, recycled clothing. I loved seeing this line, especially after learning from them that the average American throws out 82 pounds of textiles and clothing every year, and only 15% of that is recycled and repurposed. Next up were some amazing cactus and palm earrings. They were wire and gold, and they were absolutely incredible. Such a cool trend because you could wear them as a pair, or you could even wear them just one piece and then use the other as a diamond or a pearl stud to change it up. And last but certainly not least was some global art that we found. A really cool modern way to show art but appreciate the Baja. I'm so excited to have it featuring the Baja in the stores in the fall so that you can commemorate your life and your memories that you spend here right in Los Cabos. The next day we were up bright and early on a flight by 6 a.m. headed to Cancun. Okay, day 2, here we are. Bright and early this morning. We started at 5:30. We are headed out to Tulum here shortly, so we have lots of things coming. Hopped over to a quick trip to see Tulum to be able to enjoy the shops and inspiration throughout town. The shops are so amazing there because it's such a different vibe that you get anywhere else in Mexico. One of the things that I love with the European and Argentinian influence that they have and fresh beachy vibes, to see how they were merchandised, how they were decorated, and all of the fresh designs that they had in store. Tulum wouldn't be the same without the stop off at the fruit stands on the way, as well as stopping off for a quick meal at a great hotel. After a late night's drive to Mérida, we woke up early to be able to head over to San Jose Oriente to be able to meet with Leticia and her family. She's working on some amazing blouses and dresses for us that I can't wait for you to see. We were able to pick the designs and the color combinations before heading off for our next stop. We hopped back in the car and headed over to Ixmal. As we made it to Ixmal, we got to see all the buildings and all the walls were painted yellow. My favorite was in town where they had a horse-drawn carriage that was painted yellow with a horse wearing a yellow hat with big sunflowers. We stopped over, got a quick bite to eat of a traditional Yucatan meal, especially with chaya. Chaya is a health benefit drink that comes from a plant, and it was so refreshing. We went over to Talla Maya, which is in town as well. Talla Maya is a cooperative that we already are working with, and their artisans are producing products from Henneken as well as Cuerno. It was so neat to see some of their new upcoming products. We get jewelry from them as well as keychains. They had new hammocks that we hadn't seen before, some clothing, and some other pieces that were really exciting. Before our next stop to see our next artisan, we made a stop to see all the Henneken plants that were growing alongside the highway. It was such a cool thing to see when we have products that are being made like sandals and bags and so many other things, to be able to see where they actually come from and to know the plant that's right there. This is Henneken. They call it the green gold of Mexico. After that, we headed back into Mérida to be able to get a quick picture in the city square and head over to Casa To, one of my favorite places for shopping. They have amazing artists and designers, that are so talented, and I love the way every detail is in place for all of the merchandising they have. It was perfect inspiration that we needed to be able to just remember that the details really do matter. My favorite of all the stores in Xoxo was the perfume. The perfume, every detail was in action. They had so much. It was an incredible experience to be able to try the different perfumes, but to be able to see how everything was perfectly packaged and displayed in such a unique way. And while that sounds like it was a quick and easy day, it was long and exhausting. And at the end, we crashed hard before waking up to have the next day that we could spend with Rosanna. Rosanna's working with us to be able to make our very own Eclectic Array clothing line that'll incorporate artisan textiles. We made it into Campeche and stopped to take a quick picture with Francisco and his wife in front of the Monument of the Hat. In Campeche, they are the region that is known for having hats made from JipiJapa. We hopped on his motorcycle and all rode over for a quick breakfast before learning about the true process and being able to sit with him through every stage of learning about the JipiJapa process. The JipiJapa plant actually looks like a palm leaf. It's a plant that grows there and is indigenous to the region. They then take a needle and divide each one of the palm fronds into smaller pieces. The smaller they make the pieces, the more intricate the work it'll be, and then the finished product would be more expensive as well. They then take the JipiJapa and put it in an oven with a chemical. It takes out the green from the plant so that it turns white, and it dries out the plant as well. And afterwards, they hang it on a clothing line to dry in the sun. Then, if color is desired, that's when they would use a natural or artificial colorant to choose the color that they want each piece to be. These pieces are then taken into a cave. They're smoothed out to be prepared for weaving. And then the weaving process starts. As if that sounds so simple. It's such an extreme process. It's a beautiful thing to be able to see them weaving in these caves that are underground. Many people ask, why are they weaving in caves? They're weaving in caves because the humidity in this region is so intense, but underground where it's cool and dry is the only place that they can protect the JipiJapa to be able to weave it into the piece that they need to. The last step is to complete it into a finished product. Once they have it done in a desired size, then they're able to take it, for example, if it's a hat, to be done with an iron hat mold and pressed into the right size so that it'll be the right shape and it'll fit your head. Hats aren't the only products that are made from JipiJapa. We also sell lots of fans and other products too, even jewelry. After an amazing day with Fran, it was time to head to the airport, but we couldn't do that before we checked off something that had been on my dream board. On my vision board, I had the pink lakes. I was so excited to see them in person. We stopped off for a quick look. The day before, they had had heavy rains. The heavy rains had made quite a few of the lakes up front brown, and so we didn't think that we were going to be able to see any that were pink. As we headed further back, we were able to find some, and they were absolutely beautiful. So the pink lakes are actually pink because of the microscopic algae and the high concentration of brine shrimp, which keeps the flamingos really happy. So beautiful to see, but as you get closer to the water, the mud becomes like a sludge and just sucks you right in, so you have to be really careful. We were walking across some stepping stones to be able to see the flamingos at a closer view, and Valeria, our project manager that travels with me as well, was holding my hand to help me get across. But by her doing this, she slipped and fell in. As she fell in, her foot and her sandal were lost forever. Well, not her foot, but her sandal was. And it was one of our samples that we were having made, so we were definitely disappointed with that. All that being said, our trip from A to Z was a success. We were able to reconnect with the artisans that we work with, to work alongside them for new projects that will give them sustainability and more opportunity for the future. And we're so excited for upcoming trips as we have travel every month to be able to work with groups all across Mexico. If you liked this video, don't forget to give us a like, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe to see more videos like these, and follow us on other social media channels by checking out the links below.